Geno Yoweri Kaguta Museveni kuno wakufeesa ekiva emitala w'amayanja akyejjusa byakoze era bulijjo byakola bannayuganda ng'alowooza nti nno ensi teraba.
All comrades.
Thank you.
I may not be good in the Bible, I may not be good in praying, but we pray for this. Is Dorcas okay?
He had a little bit of challenge with his gadgets.
So at the end of the day, we are all victims, no matter where you are at.
Sure.
When I came in, you're talking about we have lost families, and they're saying we are putting them in trouble. You know, that is how Museveni is making us to see the things. Museveni and the entire system, his system. And our people don't see that it is themselves, because the more we sit down and watch on, the more the guy does everything in his favor, because he wants it and they are going for it. There is nothing I can say that no Ugandan cannot see. But because for us, we are used of, we are used of saying, munanga ate tunaakola ki? That is the word. Omusajja Katonda bw'ana ayagala anaamutwala. Such kind of a statement. It is not, if they say leadership is from God. But again, you know how Adam and Eve were put out of the Garden of Eden? They put them out of the Garden of Eden and said, go sweat. A woman, you'll have pain during labor. That means there is no way you're going to eat if you remain seated. They gave us, when they gave them that garden, everything was provided. But because of our of them not appreciating, we wanted to find out what was that God stopped me from eating. And then they went for it and said, okay, now go out there and try for yourself. Now, for us, we're not putting that in the daily perspective of our life, that if we want this dictator to get out of power and we want the country, we must join hands, fight hard, and then take this guy out, because the gentleman is not giving us food. The guy is not giving us chocolate. For them, they know what they want and they are ready to do it. Now, Mr. Update. Yes, we say God is the one who gives and takes. But there's a way how Mr. Update would have been saved. This goes to all the entire parliament of Uganda. You guys, you needed a strike in that parliament when you are all there, because you had the power. You had everything to save this guy. If God had said, if God wanted him to live for more 50 years, he would have. But you guys reduced to 35 years because you decided to see where you benefit most than fighting for your own. Now you're giving these beautiful speeches, these wonderful speeches, and none of you remembers how we cried for you guys. We had Facebook lives and calling upon you that you guys put down all your tools. Segirinya cannot be in prison for 2 years, guys. You busy come to the parliament, talk about it, and then the other one, Mama Mekako, I said sit down. And as if she talks as if she has something in the mouth. We shall talk about that. And now you are seated talking as you are going to give help. The mother came crying to your office. You guys, you feel you have all the power to take. You have you're mandated to take our lives. Segrinya raised his leg when you are seeing. And still we sat down and waited. Now he is no more. And we are going to talk about it this week, and it will be done. Like how Councilor Meli died, we all know. Sheikh Muzata, Kalisa, Kizito Lwanga, Jonah, of the Orthodox. Name them all. Kasirye Gwanga. That guy, nobody saw his body. Kasirye Gwanga. Kasirye said, yes, I can support. Yes, Bobby is a good person, but he has my full support come 2026. That was Kasirye Gwanga. And what happened? And when we heard the news, we said, that is propaganda. A Muganda guy never to sleep in his home when he's dead. Never. And they buried. And we moved on. Sheikh Muzata, we moved on. Ugandans. Now, back to us, the people on the ground. Mr. Update needed us during the time that if we all had come out to raise our voices, the way we are lining up to give him his last respect, he needed that to save his life. But we kept quiet. We are always on what is happening now, and then we forget what happened yesterday. We have a Twitter going, an issue going on, someone who wants to behead the person most of us, not all, most of us believe that is holding the stick. That is Chagulanyi. And the gentleman is talking about beheading him. This is not the first time. This gentleman came and said, the Karamoja people, you are going to see hell. Who didn't see what happened in Karamoja? Oh, we have forgotten.
Oh.
Because I remember we always had Twitter space by our sister Dorcas. We always had Zoom fighting for the people of Karamoja. Let us raise our voices. And no media house was allowed you to go to Karamoja, apart from a few people. And when they went to Karamoja, when they're claiming to have, they are banning the guns that the Karamojongs had. Who sees what is in Karamoja? Didn't he do it? He made a tweet. He made a tweet. He notifies you of what he's going to do. He means it. Now, for us, with our little thinking, we say, oh, oyo mutamivu, bambi omutamivu tabagambwa. He never. And that drunkard person will never bypass his home, no matter how drunk he is. He can fall from the out of the bar until and he will not stop. At least he will sleep at the doorstep of his home. But he will not sleep at the roadside, saying, oh, I thought this was home. Never. And then the statements that are coming out of the UPDF spokesperson, those are just jokes. Come on, guys. If any of you said, I'm going to behead Museveni, do you think that person would be alive? If anyone said, I'm going to bomb Nakasero, do you think that person would be alive? Why is it that for us, they tell us it is a joke and we take it as a joke? Are we waiting for the guy to behead Bobby and then we say, yeah, Twalo was a mutamivu? He means it. He confirmed and told you, Rwach, Museveni yeji nabagamba, I wish bamukubye nampola that the bullet he got Yasini Kauma was meant for Bobby. Comrades, if we remain with this kind of mentality, thinking these guys are going to give us chocolate, we are lying. This is 2025. It is a year of war. It is a war. We have been in a war, but now this is a do or die because Museveni is no more. He's a living dead. If you want your child to have a soft landing in an environment whereby you know he is not accepted, at least I've got to do something to make sure those who are giving him headache, they are no more. Now, those whom they think they understand and for them they know what they need money. Once you give them money, you give them rights, they're okay. They'll do what you want them to do. So now you who thinks you have it all, you think Muhoozi is going to be just for just. Please, if he can order for you to die, you will die. And now, it is not hard for them. This is what I always say. It is not hard for them to sacrifice the dictator, because Museveni, if he has more years to live, even if they take him to ICC, how many years left? What are they going to give him? Life sentence? What? I mean, what are they going to give him that it is not almost happening? But it is okay. They will do that. Like, yes, let us sacrifice him so that the other is free, is crime free. That is how I'm understanding this. Now, if you have Muhoozi coming in, do you think in the next 30 years we shall have a country? Where are we going to go? If you a coffee farmer, now someone else is taking it on. That is how it happened in Busoga, where they had cotton, nothing. Now, sugar canes, nothing. Now, for us, what was left, coffee, what is happening? It is gone. All those have happened with just a blink of an eye. We have forgotten. We don't know. People who came to parliament and made noise were given their money, and that's done. Now, Mr. Update is no more. And now what we're planning is who's going to replace him. This is 2026. Next, within a few months, it is going to be nomination. Countrymen and women, this is time to unite. If you want obukulembeze, or you want Simanyi, I am the head, please first be the tail right now. Let us unite. Have a country back into our hands. Then we shall have what we want as leaders, and the country we want everyone to enjoy. At least there should be some minimal standard of living, that at least that house must have electricity. Every house, at least every house should have a kilo of sugar. But where you feel it is only me who's entitled, if Proscovia speaks, I don't know who she is. It's none of her business unless Mr. Mangeni speaks. No, I'm not saying you comrade. I'm just giving an example.
I know.
But if we do not unite and first put these guys out of power, whoever is standing in our way, cut off the branches, we can uproot the tree very well, as quick as we can. We are Nikavulate. Mr. Update is no more. Now we are going to come back, and what is going to happen now? There is an aim right now, and it is ongoing. Guys, wake up. Let's wake up. Let us wake up. If you have a Twitter account, if you have X, report Muhoozi's account, because it is, if Al Jazeera can get it, DW, Voice of Africa, and then for us it is okay. We don't see it. We don't. It is okay. This is the drunkard, as it is just a drunkard. Please no. Please no. I don't think anyone can say and puts on X, I'm going to behead Biden's head, and you think that person is going to remain alive. Mr. Mangeni advises us. I don't think any country that understands and is threatening to someone we all know whom they want so badly, that that person can remain and they don't follow it up. Comrades, as we are here, as we're escorting Mr. Updates, as you come back, what you have done to show him all the love, now time to go back and say, okay, this is how they are going to finish us. You either fight on or fight. Otherwise, for us raising our fist in the air without action, it is not helping us, but instead barring us. For us who are in the diaspora, I don't think we shall find a home if we remain quiet. I don't think we shall know if you have happened to go back, if you shall know, well, this is where my grand was buried, I don't think if we remain keeping quiet. And it is not only keeping quiet, but action. To me, the best I can say is for maybe to come here and speak. You who's on the ground, can you do something? Organize. Yes, people are were planning to protest on Monday. And very unfortunate. We thought people are going to have some kind of unity and have a big protest. And then others came out and protested from nowhere. I don't know if we need someone to because I'm big or because I'm small. I don't know. So instead of having a united country, we take away the dictator. The lawyer that is put in prison for 9 months. What does that speak to us? That the guy just said it because he feels he's entitled. He didn't even follow the law. 9 months instead of 1 month. But we said when Mr. Mangeni, who knows the Bible very well, when they came for the Jews, he said, I'm not a Jew. I didn't care. They are trying our comrades in the court martials. The judges, the lawyers, they should follow the law. What was the law? I don't have a gun. I'm a civilian. They went and they were beating up the interns on the streets, medical interns on the streets of Kampala. Everybody kept quiet. Now, it is your very own, but people who made the law are there. So UPDF takes over the judiciary. Guys, you keep quiet. Yes, it is at my house. Tomorrow it is at your house. Let us unite as a country. Let's get out of our comfort zones. And Museveni must go by action. He's not going to go by us sitting. No way. The Kenyans, their brothers that were kidnapped, they gave them to them, all of them. For us, they give us ours when they are dead. Others, 4 years, we don't know where they are. Others are still in prison, but we are moving on comfortably. Comrade Seglinya, fight hard. Don't rest in peace. Thank you, Mr. Reggie.
Thank you so much, Proscovia. Yeah, when we let her continue beyond 5 minutes because there's no hand at the moment, so it's not that she just spoke long. The moment we see a hand, we head to it. And yes, like you said, there's a time God punished Israel because they just stood by and judged. I think it was Edom, when God was punishing Edom. They were supposed to have stood and repented and turned back to God, but they didn't. So when God finished that, I don't remember properly. I'll try to find the scripture. They just stood by and they were laughing as if for them they are holy. But God turned and they punished them even double. I see my brother here, Joe. You know, Joe, when you appear, I always try to pick on you. So let's see. You there, Joe? You want to say something?
Yes, comrade.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for hosting. And thank you, my sister Dorcas. Thank you, compatriots, speakers and listeners. Of course, we've been robbed of a hero, of a martyr, somebody who loved his community so much. Actually, when you listen to Segvinya's stories, he was selfless. He was generous and he loved his community so much. He did so much. In this short time, he has left a legacy. And it is very, very sad. Yet, this is somebody who should not have died. So, as I've been saying severally, Museveni is an existential threat to the country, to the people of Uganda. And Segrinya's death is not the first one. Segrinya died partly because first of all, he was incarcerated on trumped-up charges. Then he was denied. He was denied treatment. He was denied bail, and all these factors contributed to his, to his death. So we condemn this. But again, what needs to be done, ladies and gentlemen, I think what we learn from this is that we must resist, and we must resist very viciously. So I think Sister Praskovia alluded to this. The members of parliament, I think, could have come out strongly, and they could have come out and to fight and save Segrinya's life, but they didn't. There is a time we recommended that they walk out of parliament. Sometimes when you have numbers, as in the case of the opposition, you have to be smart, you have to be strategic. And I think sometimes you win more when you move out of parliament than when you stay in parliament. So I think Segrinya's case was not managed properly, and the consequence is his death. So in future, I think, we should learn from that. But even let's not talk of a future. We are now going to 2026. What needs to be done is to actually preempt this, to have a preemptive strike and not even get to 2026, because we know what shall we do differently in 2026 that we didn't do in 2021. But going on, talking about resistance, and I think that a number of things that we can do differently. These cadres who are part of the deep state, who are cadre judges, cadre magistrates, cadres in the judiciary, I think we need to be exposing them. And I think we're doing that. I think in this case, there are two names, two other judges, and I think a magistrate. So let's continue to share their details and expose them, because these people have been complicit, they've been accomplices in the death of Segrinya. They consciously took those decisions knowing that they could result in Segrinya's death. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think let's continue to to expose those cadres who played a part in Segrinya's death. So I think, how do we stop this? As long as we have Museveni, he is going to go on killing. And Museveni killing, he uses poison as a weapon of choice. He uses, he uses poison. He uses different types of these biological warfare to kill people. In the case of Segrinya, he was injected with God knows what, and it doesn't stop there. I think there was a video I saw yesterday of this girl talking about how Mulwana was a gentleman called Mulwana. He was poisoned using one of his agents. What is this guy? Some Muslim man who owns a restaurant or a hotel, which has been used as it's a poisoning hub. The bean, you go there and suspiciously, and then they put poison in your food. So they've been doing this on an industrial scale. So this is how Museveni continues to kill us, and we can mention so many others, as far way back as the time of Cardinal Subuga, Cardinal Subuga. Then we have it is a whole list of so many people that Museveni has killed. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we mourn, but I think let this be also. We must push back. We must fight back and continue to resist. But we have to do this in a systematic way. So going forward, as we head towards 2026, we cannot continue to lament, because we know they will just be picking one by one. So we must organize, and I think let's continue to mobilize. Organize your networks, organize the people you speak to the UPDF, to the security agencies. These are people, that we relate with. So I think tell them that, when the moment comes, they should stand on the right side of the people. And for sure, we are not going to wait. Let's use this anger, this momentum to build on the mobilization, so that we take out this evil man and this evil regime, not just Museveni, but also Musevenism. That's what I can say for now, ladies and gentlemen, but it is a very, very sad day. And by the way, I've put out a tweet. We have intelligence that the regime plans a bloodbath at the funeral at the, is it Nkaka? Nkuka. Yes, they had plotted a bloodbath. Luckily, this was averted. So I think they still want Bobi Wine's head, as Mohozi threatened. I think now they are plotting another bloodbath at the funeral. So CMI with other agencies using these guns, which they've now weaponized and which they are going to use, I think, to cause a bloodbath. This is what they are planning. So please, I've put out some tweets. We've tagged embassies. These are people who are propping the dictator. So the fact that they've not called him out, the fact that they've continued to impose him on us, despite we rejecting him, has emboldened him. And he knows he can do murder and get away with it. So let us amplify that message. They are tagged in, share as widely as possible. We are saying they should rein in their dictator because they've imposed him on us. And they've kept quiet, whilst he has been killing us, abducting us, torturing, raping. They've not sanctioned him. They've not done. They've continued to work with him because he's somebody who implements their agenda. So, ladies and gentlemen, help to amplify that tweet, those tweets that I've put out. Let's make as much noise as possible so that the dictator knows that he's naked and we're watching him and we know what he's planning. So, comrade, thank you very much. I yield the mic.
Thank you so much, Comrade Joe. We always appreciate your wisdom. Yes, we have Comrade Nanyonjo.
Yes, just a minute, Comrade. I do apologize. I did lose connection and there was a bit of interruption, so apologies. Sister Maria, just bear with us. I have Dr. Nico because he said he has a limited time. Well, you all have a limited time, I do believe. But yes, he had my word that he would come in and speak to us briefly, and then he goes back whilst we carry on. Yes, Dr. Nico, we do welcome you. And of course, we do thank you for everything that you're doing in the struggle. You're one of the key people that looked out or offered your support to our brother, our fallen comrade, Honorable Sejirinya, Mr. Update in the Netherlands. So we salute you for that, and do come in and share with us, and then we carry on. Yes, Dr. Nico, good to see you. How are you? Doctor, you're muted.
Yeah, he's probably speaking in a...
Can you see me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you now. Yeah.
Now, can you imagine? I'm in the supermarket, and even although I'm in the supermarket, I carried this book. You know, it's always good to have it with you. I was not aware that I was going to be in your program, but yeah, and the sad thing is that Segrinya is one of the victims in this book. So let me show you guys. Here. Segawa Ronald, Samantha Brian, Sevan Gambo Hannington, Santessa Frank.
You stop the share. Sorry, just a minute. Yes. Yes, doctor.
Yeah. Sekamba Hakim, and then Sevanjana Ellen and Segrinya Mohammed. We know that the fate of these two MPs has been joined a lot. Unfortunately, we still have Sevanjana Ellen, but we have lost our Mr. Update Segrinya Mohammed. So this is a page in the book, and this is that other famous picture of him showing his foot. He was on a virtual connection with the court, and he was trying to show that judge that he has been tortured. And it's very good that now we are calling out that judge, because now that he is dead, we know that this was indeed what they had to do. They should have released him. So what I wanted to say is that he came to Amsterdam in August 2023, and I got to know the exact circumstances of his sickness. So because I was present in conversations with his doctor, and then privately, Segrinya also told me how they tortured him by putting needles in his genitals. And by the way, just mentioning that kind of torture already led to my video being removed from TikTok. I didn't even show any of these horrible pictures that some of you have seen. Just that picture. Just saying that was enough. But you can imagine just knowing that someone is pinching needles in someone's balls. That is just a horrible way of torturing. It's unfortunately, it's a standard. We know so many people that have been tortured in that way. Anyway, that's what he told me. And he wanted to show me, because the first time I met him, he already showed it to me. And he even told me, Nico, take a picture. And that's what I did. And of course, I was a bit reluctant in sharing that picture the last 1.5 years, because he was still alive. But now that he is gone, unfortunately, I think it's important that we use that picture when we are talking to our representatives, me, Dutch representatives, European representatives, you Dorcas, to UK representatives. Show that picture. I wanted, I heard a bit of Joe. I wanted to give a quick comment. Joe, thanks so much for all your Twitter work. And as you know, I'm also very active on Twitter, and we need to keep doing that. But we should realize one thing, that all the tagging that we do, these people, they don't even bother to read those tweets. So what we need to do, we need to tag them on Twitter, but we also need to email them. Getting an email where you're confronted about something that you're responsible for is very hurting and confrontational. And we're not doing that a lot. writing those emails. So what I request, and I will cooperate in that we make a list of the important email addresses and that we not only tag, but also email those people. Thank you, Dorcas. Back to you.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to do a quick show. I've cut out most of the things so that people actually see or can, I don't know, it's so painful. I'll show it for seconds.
Kale, byebyo. Ebikolobero General Kaguta Museveni byatusiza ku Bannayuganda ng'alowooza nti Uganda yagigula. Uganda nsi ye, Uganda makaage, Uganda ye. Tewali mulala aginako obuvunaanyizibwa na buyinza ye alina okusalawo kye kirina okukolebwa mu Uganda era yalina okusalawo ani alina okuba omulamu era ani afa leero ani afa enkya era ani yasalawo ani gwa wamabuga ani gwatawa yasalawo anaakuwaga mmeka okusinziira ku muntu ogwasse kizibu nnyo kibi nnyo ekyeggwanga lyaffe naye tuyambe tuleko kye tukola nga tusitukirawo nga tukwatira wamu okusobola okutereeza eggwanga lyaffe tugubewo nakyemalira tugubewo omusajja atayagala nsi yaffe Seggirinya fight hard.